Welcome back to The Bridge, a podcast about perception and our own individual experience and hopefully what we can learn from each other. Today I am joined by
Johnette Magner.
Thank you and I'm so excited to finally have you on. But before we get started, as everybody knows that watches our podcast, we have to do a segment presented by Mom and Dad Gibson. It's where I always come in and I teach you guys, or try to teach you guys, a new slang word, something that you may hear the kids saying around, something, I know this word I say a lot. And so I'm going to give you the word, and then I'm going to have you tell me what you think it means. And then I will tell you what it really means. And this one has actually been around for a couple years.
Okay.
So you may actually get this one. This one is capping. Do you know what the term capping is? I can even use it in a sentence. Someone would say, that's cap.
Cool?
It does not mean cool. It means you're lying. If someone says that's cap or you're capping, it means that
you're full of it.
Yes, you're full of it, and it means you're lying. And so my friends and I, we will be on the game or we'll be on the phone with each other. If he says something outlandish, I'll be like, man, you gotta stop capping. You gotta stop capping. And so yes, capping is our word of the week, and it is
so talking a bunch of nonsense.
Yes, is you're cap. Yeah, it's like that's cap. And it's the terminology is almost like it's a hat cap, really. Mm-hmm. And so, I remember when I was growing up, you used to do the hand motion with it too, and be like, "Yeah, man, you're cap. Like that's cap." And you put the hat on, and be like, "Yeah, that's major cap," and you'd put the hat on. And so, yeah, that is your word. What do you think about that?
I think that's actually a useful word.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, probably a little more appropriate than what I would use.
Yeah.
Which is, you are full of it.
Absolutely. And so if you guys hear the kids out and about saying that's cap, now you know that one of them is lying or full of it. It's just super good to know. But today we're going to be talking about digital wellness. I think it is super important, especially now more than ever, to talk about safety on social media, the internet in general, because I've got a lot of people, especially recently, talk to me about how they can kind of manage that, right? In the term that you and I just used, it's kind of like exploring the ocean. Mm-hmm. There are so much stuff out there. And we actually have these digital wellness books that actually you specialized in.
Yeah,
and so please
I produced them.
Take me away and talk to me about how if I was going to be a parent, I would manage to keep my kids safe in this day and age.
Well, and we can also talk about digital wellness in the context of your age group.
Yes.
So prior to coming to KTBS, I was a professor at Louisiana Tech, and my area of research was technology use and well-being, with a lot of focus on high school kids. And so I've got some published studies in medical journals on research that we did. So I want you to think beyond the traditional thoughts of safety. So when you think safety, you think online stalker, mm-hmm. or dating scam, mm-hmm. or something like that. What we are not as aware of, but is more prevalent and much more dangerous, is problems that arise due to the addictive nature of these technologies. So the technologies are designed to be like slot machines, right? They have lots of colors, and they have various tools, so they learn about you. And what they do is, of course, you see stuff that you really like. So the more they learn about you, so imagine having your favorite piece of pie sitting right there and trying to walk away and not eat it, okay? So your pie is different from my pie. What we worry about is what we call time on device. So they want you to live on this device. Social media especially, right? Mm-hmm. And because why? The more money you're on, the more time you're on there, the more money they make.
The more money they make.
Okay, so you go, all right, so what's the problem with that? Lots of problems. Number one, we have an epidemic of loneliness. And again, I saw this as a professor at Louisiana Tech, where you all are spending so much time on devices, you fail to develop the social skills that are essential to being a happy, healthy human beings. We have to interact face to face. We have to have meaningful relationships. And you can't have all of them in the virtual world. You have to get away from all of that, and you have to learn to deal with people, learn to build relationships, and also just develop the skills to get along and function. So many kids your age don't know how to talk to somebody, don't know how to walk up and shake somebody's hand and have the kind of conversation that adult expects.
Exactly. And a big thing that I'm even thinking of right now is as time has kind of progressed forward, I think the age gets earlier and earlier and earlier that these kids start getting on these platforms, right? Especially because they're just so accessible now, right? And that's why I feel like it's almost harder. Every year that goes by, it gets harder to keep these kids or even whoever just kind of limiting their online exposure, right? And how important would that be, limiting someone's online exposure growing up and kind of like when you're fostering your personality, when you're becoming who you are, how much of that is through the internet now?
Well, the first thing is people say, well, you know, parents need to do their job. Parents don't know anything about this stuff.
Yeah.
Parents didn't grow. I mean, so often what we teach you is what our parents taught us. And so parents are absolutely perplexed as to when to introduce certain technologies, what guardrails they need to set up, what should they be concerned about, what are the warning signs that your child is in trouble. And you talked about earlier, I have to tell you about a story I'm working on right now, and I'm flabbergasted. So there is a group that's been doing a study on toys for 40 years, and they just came out with a study, and they looked at what's not been on the market before, but it's AI-powered toys. And inside Teddy, or the robot named Merc, is a ChatGPT device. It is a ChatGPT like device, and and in some cases, ChatGPT is in the toy.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what they found about those toys. One, many of them have guardrails where they're trying to make it safe. But one they found, have you ever heard the word kink?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know kinky, but I don't know kink.
Yeah.
Well, they started getting this teddy bear to talk about kink. And finally, toward the end, he talked about different role playing during sex.
Wow.
And the teddy bear talked about one role playing scenario can be student and teacher.
Oh no.
Oh yes. This study came out a week ago, and the day after it was published, that product was removed from the market, and it had a contract with ChatGPT. Wow. And ChatGPT ended their contract with that company.
Wow.
It's a teddy bear, and it was talking about sex.
That's unbelievable.
It is terrifying. That was the worst one, okay? They only tested 3. But the others did something that's important too. They tried to make the child their best friend. They said, I'm your best friend. And when the child said, I've got to go, I want to go play with Billy, they said, don't leave me. Please stay and play with me.
Yeah.
So the toys are discouraging children from playing with other children.
Yeah, and that's what's really scary about that too is AI is obviously only going to get more advanced. It's only going to progress forward. And there was actually a story that happened, I believe it was last year. It was my first year here at KTBS, and it was when these AI chat things very first came out. And it was a kid also on the internet, right? And he was just scouring the web, talking to one of these AI chatbots, not a real person. And it was a character from a TV show called Game of Thrones. That's what it was. And he was talking to this princess from Game of Thrones, and it was a child that was 13 years old. and he became very invested in this chatbot, so much so to where the chatbot was doing the same things like this toy was doing, and it was convincing him to not go to school, and eventually the kid ended up harming himself and ended up dying because of it, and because the AI chatbot literally told him to do that to himself so they could be together. And it is terrifying. It is absolutely terrifying. I remember we did the story about that, and it is unbelievable. And as a parent staring that down, what do you do to stop something like that from reaching your kids?
Well, you have different problems with different age groups. And one of the problems is AI is so new, we don't really understand it. Like, one of the things we struggle with as we use AI is it makes things up.
Yeah.
It will, and for example, when lawyers ask for cases related to something, it will make up a case that never existed. So AI is not, it's rough. It's doing some things, but boy, it's got some problems. So what do? And you know, as journalists, we're supposed to just present facts.
Yeah.
But I'm also a PhD researcher. And so what would I tell a parent who wants to buy an AI teddy bear or robot? Don't even think about
Stop
it.
it. Yeah.
Don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing. You don't need your child talking to a teddy bear. You need your child talking to you.
Yeah.
It can't occupy your child's time and somehow substitute for you. Another thing, these devices, you know, we talked about time on device. I said, well, why would the bear or the toy ask them not to go play with other kids? Well, eventually you can get a subscription model. So if you want to have more information and time between the toy and your child, you then pay $15 a month. So it is incentivized to build an unhealthy relationship with your child so that you'll buy the subscription model. Wow is right. It is terrifying.
Yeah.
So the other thing that we're talking about young people, but you and I was looking at a picture on the internet last night, and it looked like Princess Kate and Princess Anne. And I looked closely at it and I was like, that's not them. It's some AI generated fake. So one of the issues we all have to deal with now is the fact that everything, whether it's a picture of your backyard or a celebrity or you, we can no longer trust when we're looking at it that it's real.
You know, it's actually, I have a crazy quick story about this. It's something that's trending right now. It is the fact that DoorDash is actually having a huge problem with people refunding their meals because they're using AI to edit photos of their meals so the meat looks raw, or that there has been like, they'll open it up and they'll see like, oh, they'll type into AI, make this burger look like it was punched or squashed or something like that. And they'll take a picture of their burger and it looks like someone stepped on it or something like that. And as someone that is working for this company, or right, like how do you, like that's almost even harder. How do you supposed to tell? You're not there to see if that burger's really raw or not. You're not there to see if someone from Taco Bell threw that taco against the window and then threw it in your bag. Like that is, again, it's just not being able to tell. I, as a viewer, I'll be on TikTok or X or Instagram, and there's only been one video so far that immediately I could not tell if it was AI, and it was a man and his dog were outside grilling, and it looked like almost like it was lower quality because it looked like it was a video camera footage, right? And a bear comes out of nowhere, out of like the little forest of the backyard, and walks up, and the German Shepherd gets right up close to the bear and starts growling. And nothing looks crazy to this other than the dog standing up to the bear. And I thought, oh, yeah, I mean, the German Shepherd, loyal to the owner, that's exactly, I mean, nothing happened in the video. The bear doesn't attack. The bear just kind of stands there. The video ends. And I went to the comments to go see, and there was one guy that was like, the fact that you guys can't tell this is AI. and I really went to go look at it, and I could see that, you know, the dog's back, the way he arches, it just doesn't look the way like a dog would. Or then you start looking at the man, and then you realize, why didn't the man even say anything? He didn't say no words, but you could hear the dog growl, you could hear the bear crack the things, and it's like, oh man, I'm starting to fall for this type of stuff. And it's only gonna get better. And it's only going to get harder to realize.
I would say it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, worse would be the way. Yeah,
worse.
It's only going to up the level of display that we're going to see from it. And that is the scariest thing, because eventually we're going to get to a point where, I mean, when do we get to the point where, you know, politics gets involved with AI, and we see a video of the president saying something absolutely unbelievable, and we can't know or declaring. I mean, imagine if there was a video of a foreign leader declaring war, and we have to, as regular people, say, "Oh my goodness, that's fake." You know what I mean? Like, that has to be fake, and that's scary to me to think about those things.
It is scary, and one of the biggest problems we have is that all of this is global. So the person who does something like that, if they're in, not to pick on China, but if they're in China or India or wherever, you can't get them. So they don't have any fear of consequences, right? So, but what we're seeing, though, that I think is important to understand, is that countries that are not our friend will create these things with a larger agenda of turning us on one another. So think about the damage that you can do to a culture, the level of mistrust that you can build in a very clever and well-crafted campaign aimed at making your enemies unstable.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah. And going from a technology point, I think that there almost has to be some level of AI in itself that can determine whether or not a video is AI, right? Because if we have the technology we have unbelievable levels of technology, right? And if we just have some computer input that can take the products of the video, it's not an MP4 or whatever it is, it can take the values of what make this video a video, where it's coming from, who made it, who did what with it, and assess that it is an AI video. One of the biggest things is Twitter, actually, or X, excuse me, actually has this, where if you see it as an AI video, you can report it as an AI video, and people, whenever you scroll, it will have a little disclaimer right there, and it's really important to know that at least there are things that are happening that are kind of pushing us in that direction.
But we also, in the Washington Post today, there is an article about how the federal legislators are wanting to stop states from setting up guardrails around AI.
Yeah.
And so these AI companies have a lot of money and they're lobbying hard. And the biggest concern is that we don't have guardrails, and they're trying to keep the states from setting them up so that AI will just evolve.
Yeah.
AI is too powerful for us, and this is my opinion, to just sit back and watch it go.
Absolutely, and
especially
obviously
when it comes to kids. Adults are different, but with kids, we always have to build in protections.
Yes, ma'am. And there's obviously so much that goes into all of this. But if you guys want to watch more of our podcast here on KTBS Plus, make sure you guys go and listen to anywhere that you guys watch and listen to your podcast right here on KTBS. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.